Right. I'm stupid. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Right. I'm here myself. That's annoying. Give me a second. Trying to figure out how everything works. For some reason I've forgotten how to stream. But we'll get there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Come on. Oh. Wow. What a transition. That's how you start a stream. Hello everyone, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Just gonna do some qualifying laps to see if it's around the right level as what it should be. If not, I'll change the difficulty back down and we'll just quickly get through the qualifying and get on to the main event, which will be the racing. So, I think we're going to need to turn down that a little bit. So, as you may have guessed, or may have not have guessed yet, this isn't actually Charlotte, this is Phoenix. Because there isn't a Charlotte version Roval in GTR 2. Actually, I don't think in any game apart from the modern one on iRacing. So we are going to be using this one instead. It's a nice short oval, like the Charlotte one is like. The AI worked quite well around it. It's quite a fun little track, about 50 seconds to do a lap. A bit longer for me. I've set the LMP cars up to have pretty realistic times. There'll be a few tenths either way, but in my testing it's been pretty successful. And unfortunately, the number 2 never really got it together for the Charlotte race. Whoa! That almost ended in a horrific death. So we are going to be about a second to 1.5 seconds off the pace for qualifying. In the race it'll be a bit different, of course, with traffic. And our teammate will be battling for the win. They only qualified 1/10 behind. So we're just doing the last 10 minutes of qualifying at the moment to see whether I have the difficulty just set right. I've just increased it by 2% from what I had it, because I was only a second behind the leader and it should have been more than that. So I've just increased it by 2% to see what the result would be. We've got a pretty decent field of GTs here as well. The 2 Audis are the R8Rs. The other ones, I believe, in real life, they were getting ready and prepped for Le Mans, so they were not able to make the second round. Or something like that. Let me know if the volume is any good for you lot. Oh yeah, James, I need to send you my my Williams statement at some point today. Very disappointed with how they performed at Japan. After such a dominant season as well. Come on, car. Oh yeah, the statements are super fun to do. I love reading about them as well. It gives a whole new, especially on the Discord, it gives a flavour of there being like an F1 paddock. It's really fun. There you see the number 1 car set up better than my car is. Gonna keep doing laps here until I feel like I've done a representative time in the qualifying. Then we'll make one more adjustment if I need to the difficulty. If not, we'll just head straight onto the race. It's not too much more of qualifying to go. It's about 8 minutes. We have the bump. It's a bit funky, yeah, but it works. It works well enough. It works well enough. Unfortunately, when you're looking at early 2000s ALMS tracks, there's not many out there that fit. But it is a fun track to drive. I really enjoy it. You can see I have a bit of a speed difference to myself in the #1 car. There's only one driver from the Discord who's in this today, and that is David Osborne in the skier racing team from Australia. Yeah, imagine AIWs if we could do that. I'm glad you're here, Fish. How was your day? How's things going? Really happy that I can finally get this race going. I'm glad this series is actually, I don't say taking off because that sounds really weird. Not in terms of viewership, I mean like I'm actually doing it. I'm not procrastinating and just sat around. And I really like racing these. Tenths up. An appointment? What have you done? Like a doctor's appointment? Oh, job centre. Ah. Luckily, when I was on Universal Credit, which was a couple of years ago now, all the job centres were closed down, so I had all my meetings at home, which was ace. Oh no, we're talking 3 years ago now. Christ. That was a long time ago. Oh no, was that 2 years ago? I don't know anymore. There's always a GE car near the apex of what I want to hit. Go away. What'd you say? I had that for a bit too, it was super nice. It's close though. Ah, right. Yeah, mine would have been the other side of town. I did! I saw it this morning and I got so excited. Do you know how popular endurance racing is going to get this year? So popular. It's going to be like, yeah, finally we get into those levels of craze again, I think, soon. It's going to be awesome. Like, I've been watching the WEC this year, like I've been, of course, like catching up on it. I've just finished watching Monza, I just started watching Fuji, and even with the minimal amount of hypercars at the front, it's just always so exciting. You're halfway through them on. Are you doing a race right now, are you? As in you have one going? Oh, it's Daisy. Watching, I see, yeah, I finished that as well. That's, oh, it's really good. I really liked the WEC season this year. Really good battles up and down the grid, especially in GTE Okay, let's see how far off I am. 1.6. No. Oh no, wait. Where am I? 1.6. Panels, yeah. That's basically where I want to be. Perfect. Yeah, Panels Motorsport being 1 to 2 tenths behind the Audis. The Raffinelli should be third, but it keeps twitching between third and that position, so we'll go with it. Motorsports, the Audis 1/10 from one another, perfect. The BMW should be 8 tenths behind. I'm 1.6, should be 1.5, and the pole team should be 2.5 seconds behind, but they're 2.3, so that's absolutely fine. I tried to change like this, like Don McGill. I tried to start doing the GTSs, and to get to be 10 seconds behind, they were like just last. Like it would have been a lot of work to get all the GTs up in pace a little bit, then to slot the GTSs into like the GT positions as well. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not racing in them, so I'm not too bothered. David Osborne, he is starting in 4th place for the GT cars alongside the owner in 5th place with Skier there. Right, let's get on with the race, shall we? Volume's all good, yeah, you can hear the car and me. I wonder if it's worth me putting on socks for this. Okay, so it should be a 3-stop race, so I'll do the first stop. AI, my teammate, will do the second, and I'll take the third and the last stint, which should be like a splash and dash. Like it's right on the edge. So let's go for it then, shall we? Let's do it. We've got the fuel, we've got the tyres, we've got everything we need. Let's go. Let's just go down the grid as well. So we've got the BMW on the right hand side leading the way. I've already gone through the NPs, but there we go, the R8Rs there. Instead of the normal cars they were running at Sebring for prep work for Le Mans. There I am on the right hand side. Then we've got the 91, 92 Team Viper Orica cars, followed by the Rook Racing and the Don McGillen GTSs. Then we have the Dick Barber and some other car, I think it's the MCR 9MAC car, followed by another Dick Barber, and then David Osborne, followed by Skier, followed by, I can't remember, I'm starting to lose track now of what's going on. There are some other cars, and then the PTG BMWs, who are unhistorically at the back, but again, I didn't change how the GTSs work. Thank you, James. So now we've got the formation lap. Can't look behind me because all I see is a headrest. Guess I've got to use the mirrors then, eh? Let's just try and save as much fuel as we can on the formation lap. Hello, Jose. How you doing? You've just joined just in time for the formation lap of the race. So the race is 2 hours and 45 minutes long. There will be a driver change. AI will get in for the next stint and I'll be in for the stint afterwards and then taking it to the end. So I'm in now, then him, then me, to the end. Should be. If I remember correctly. I don't expect we'll be challenging for any podium positions. We just got to try and stay clean, hope for any retirements, hope for any crashes, hope for traffic to slow them up. Powered by Judd. Ugh. And we've got to watch out for them going into turn 1, they slow down quite a bit. P1 after 1 second lap. 1S lap. Hello Flowers. That's a nice name, YouTube name. Okay, the pit car is in. Safety car, sorry. Waiting to go green. Green. He has squashed off to the left-hand side there. Oh, we've got the Raffinelli car. Hit the wall on the left-hand side. They're going to have to do some work to get themselves back up. They screwed themselves over in qualifying, and then they screwed themselves over in the first corner. Oh, right. Probably not. Probably not. My car is not as well set up as the guys in front. The number 1 Panos is in the running for the win, but unfortunately, with our pace during practice and qualifying, we don't really have the possibility unless something goes wrong. But of course, we'll try our best. Whole team car behind us, you can see him in the left-hand mirror there. In top gears, we go around the last corner. It's a nice feeling corner, this one. You've got to keep it nice and steady on the black line. Push it up to the exit. And then bring it in for T1. When it drops down, start getting on the brakes. Start hammering down the gears into second gear. Pushing the steering wheel further than you can see the animation go. And when it starts straightening out, you've really got to get the throttle down. Quickly up the gears. Third, fourth, fifth, brake as soon as you hit that black line. Down to second for this right-hand corner. These curbs are a bit slidey, so you've got to try and stay off them. As it starts opening up, getting on the throttle up into third. Trying not to go too wide. Back on the brakes again for this very harsh braking zone, very slow corner. There's no curb on the inside, it's just grass. Got to try and avoid that if you can. Cars ahead are getting away from us here. We're getting away from the pole car. So I'm using sequential for this series. In the FIA GT series, I'm using H pattern, clutch, you know, having to heel and toe. But luckily in the Panos, it's a very sophisticated for the time sequential system. There's no need to heel and toe, just left foot braking, but no flappy paddle. I am using a sequential gearbox on my right hand side here, as it would have been in car. And the timer is on the steering wheel. It's not on the top right hand side for some reason. Nice to quickly get up through the gears there without any rear tyre spinning. Team Raffinelli car behind me. He's in the running for a podium position, so he's going to get past pretty quickly, I imagine. But he's got some work to do after that accident. He's going to send up on the inside. Going to try and follow him around. Yeah, not any dirty air, like they have much better performance than me in this round as well. But yeah, dirty air was a big factor with the understeer coming out. It was very hard to get the power down. Also worried about ruining the front tyres. There's so many hard corners here. Getting to get past the Raffinelli again as he has got caught up in traffic. It's such a good track, isn't it? I really like this. We're already in the traffic, 6 laps in. It's only taken 6 minutes to get into the traffic. One of the PTG BMWs have made some moves, some good moves there. I'm gonna try and go around the outside so we can be on the inside of the next corner. I'm gonna push it up to 3rd gear so I get some traction coming out of here. There we go. Get into 5th before next corner. Down to 3rd again. Just make some moves in this traffic. Again, we've got the Raffinelli car behind. Dig Barber number 5 right in front. They've lost some positions, it seems. See if we can pull it up on the inside here. We've done that. The AI seems to work quite well around here. Yeah. And that should be Skier. If we see the next Skier car, that'll be David Osborne. Oh my goodness. Wasn't he expecting him to brake so early? And then we've got flat spotting. Pretty bad flat spotting. Oh my goodness. Whole team car's just behind me. That was a big oof. Flat spotting's just pushing my car in any direction. Boy, that's not good. We've got to put up with these flat spotted tyres for a long time. Gonna try and get away from the pole team car. We're trying our hardest here. Flat spots only going to get worse. I've really got to push though. Coming up to the first GTS, it looks like the Rook racing car. Interestingly, it's not the Don McGillen. With has had some problems. Trying to be really careful. I've got some really strong vibrations through the steering wheel. Trying to post consistent lap times even with the harsh flat spotting. Oh boy. Come on, car. Shit. Finally got to these Oricas. There we go. Starting to get around the idea of the flat spots. Have to make sure we don't do that in the my second stint. Oh my lord. I must have hit him. Shit. This ain't going too hot. Oh, there's a car on fire. Come on. Yay. Tell you what, I know no one's around, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a race restart. Yeah, puncture. Things are just going absolute shit, so I'm not enjoying it, so I'm gonna restart. Shouldn't have been like that. All the practice I've done hasn't been like that. It's completely unrepresentative of how my driving is and how I want the race to unfold. Not saying that things can't go askew, but I've never driven that shitly in all the practice that I've been doing over the last week, so I'm not happy with that. I'm going to restart it. We're only 17 laps in, so it won't take too long to get back there again. And when the live gets out, I'll make sure to do some cutting of the first bit. But yeah, apologies all that wanted me to finish it like that. Yeah, I turned down the flat spot stuff to like nothing. Oh, you have to send me over what you have so I can use it for the next races. I might even just turn it off, to be honest. But we won't do that now. We'll have to do that for the next race. Alright, let's do it properly. GG everyone. Yours is too far the other way. Right, good luck, everyone. Sorry for restarting, but if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to do it, am I? So let's go have a good race. Let's not fuck up like I have last time. Let's take it easy. Not make any unnecessary risks. Thank you very much. He keeps doing that. I've just been crashed into the wall. Thanks, BM. Modded tracks, It's fine, the tyres are fine. I'm fine, it's okay. Right, here we go. Hello, Jerisa. You've joined just in time for the first start of the race. No one say anything. We definitely didn't do this once before. How are you doing? I trust you're having a nice day. Even nicer now that you're here, of course. To get past this pole team car. Good luck, Fish. See you in a bit. Already hit the GTs. 5 laps in. I've got to really watch out for GTs now to not crash into them and cause myself any flat spots or death. Hello everyone, come say hi in chat. It'd be great to speak to you. It's a long old race. We're driving the number 2 panels around fake Charlotte, otherwise known as Phoenix Road Course. It's a beautiful little track. AIW is quite good for these cars, can be a little bit funky sometimes when they go into the pits. But most of the time they're pretty well behaved. I'm pretty sure that's Skier in his Skier racing team car we just passed there. We have one person from the Krabby Simshed Discord racing in this race as well. That's David Osborne in the other Skier car. He qualified better than the team owner, so he should be up here somewhere. There we go. I think I see him in front of the BMW. Lovely PTG BMW there. Hello, Max. So I'll get to your messages in a moment. There's not much time to think around here. There's David Osborne in the other Skier racing car. Just positioning up on the inside just in case I end up sending it. Luckily I didn't. Hello, I came in a bit late, had to lunch. That's okay, you are 7 laps into the race. So you haven't missed much. We're just passing the GTs for the first time. We've still got 2 hours 38 minutes to go. What are you going to do for Vegas? Using the sports car GT convert? Or using the wrong... I haven't thought of that yet. I haven't got that far yet. I'm not sure. I like the idea of using the right one. I don't know, I don't mind. It depends on how I feel the scale of it works. If I feel the scale is like, you know, putting a go-kart, or no, putting a real car on a go-kart track, then I'll probably use the fake Texas version. And for all of those that are just in the FIA GT, I'll have to get out a separate sign-up form. I'm driving the number 2 panels. The Panos GTR 01, I think it is called, officially. The number 1 car is in a position to fight for the win of this race, but my car is not. My car is not performing as well as the number 1 car. In fact, my car is actually a bit of a no man's land compared to the other LMPs. So we're just going to try our best, churn out some lap times. Yeah, the 01. Why is that? So I've based the times off of the Charlotte race, and I've added weight to those cars to make them have representative lap time. So my car is about 1.5 seconds off the pace of the leader, which is the BMW with, I can't remember which BMW it is, one of the BMWs. So we'll be doing with that pace, because basically we had a massive problem with Sebring where the Audis were masses behind and all that stuff. So this time I'm just going with historical car speeds. And because this is my first season, I'm not going to be in the top car. They obviously couldn't put enough resources into the second car, so through the seasons I'll be working my way up into the better cars, hopefully up to Audi, maybe even my own team. That's something I need to talk about with Michael at some point. He offered to make me some skins. So maybe down the line we can afford to buy our own team in the FIA GT or ALMS. But for the time being, we're just trying to keep our seat at Panos and see what other contracts come our way. But for this race, yeah, our car is not performing well. I don't know what the skins would be like. I think Michael's pretty proficient at them, so I would leave them to him. But thank you for the offer. I think he's made quite a lot of skins before for GTR 2. Nice little track, this one as well. Quite fun to race around. Lots of slow and high speed corners. It's quite weird. 1 minute you're just pressing the throttle down, able to hammer the brake, and the next minute you're slowly feathering the throttle on because you can't get the power down out of first and second gear. Yeah, I love the older games. It really is like this game is able to perform and do things that no other modern sim can. And even if a game, say like Assetto Corsa has a panels, I can't do it with these cars with the AI on the tracks that I want to do it with. Possibly with, I know they're really high detailed and stuff. So it is cool maybe to do like an online league with them, as I've seen. But for the offline racing, championship stuff I want to do, yeah, this is the only way it's possible to do. Yeah, man. I had Tokka 3, that was a great game. Still play it actually, because I've got it downstairs on my PlayStation. And NASCAR I've got on my computer actually at this moment. Traffic's starting to get really hectic now. Yeah, race driver Tocker. Tocker 3 was bloody great. Scything through traffic. But be careful though. If any of them change directions at the last minute, we'll be going for a ride. I don't want to go on that ride. Yeah, a lot of those games that were like almost PlayStation 2 ports to PC, they take a lot of work to get working. I have tried a couple of times, I can't figure out. I think a lot of people just end up playing it through PC, what's it called, PC 2XS or whatever it is, the PlayStation 2 emulator, because it just is a lot. See you, Racer. Have a nice class. Yeah, so I mean, like, just, you know, technology gets newer and leaves old stuff that you need behind. Because it deems it unneedable, you know. You don't need it. That leaves games behind that we like. Well, Max, have you downloaded the track pack for Sunday as well? Because I saw you downloaded the game, you got the track pack on there as well. I'm using kilometers per hour because it's a more accurate measurement. I like miles per hour as I'm English, but unfortunately it's a lot easier in racing to use kph. Ah, right, yeah. Be good to get that done before Sunday. Yeah, I use NVIDIA. I don't know why it does it. It's just a few of my friends have had the same problem. All they've done is update their drivers and it works. It doesn't happen to some other people either. Sometimes it just works. Got black smoke up ahead. The car must have been... something must have been taken back to the garage already. It's probably good that you do. I always forget about updating my drivers and then things run better. Oh, got a car gone off there? Yeah, maybe. I always do that. I'm like, why is this game running like shit? I realise I haven't fixed anything. Yeah, Sunday should be good. I'm still waiting for a few people to sign up from TDBC, my armour group. I say my group. I just manage it. Not actually my armour group. Roval, except not quite. What do you mean not quite? This is a road oval. Look, there's road bits. Look. I'm still turning left though. Oh yeah, it's still an oval, left. See, right turn. Roval. It's a roval as soon as there's a right turn. Hello TL, how are you doing? Long time no see. I actually saw you in one of the Jimmy Broadbent chats the other day, and I tried to say hi, but I think the chat is so busy in there, it just gets lost. Oh, right. Huh. I try and watch his streams, but I'm normally so busy. I can never like sit down of an evening and watch it. But it's nice. It's nice stuff to watch if I'm working on the American Le Mans stuff on GTR 2, if I'm working on the Le Mans cars. But otherwise, I'm normally just busy. Not normally at my computer very often. Yes. Okay, this attempt is going a lot better, considering now I'm paying a lot more attention to the GT cars and not being an absolute arse. Try and go around the outside here. There we go. I love going through traffic on this track. It's very nice. Try and get them up on the inside here. Try and keep the steering wheel nice and level for ultimate braking performance. When will I stream TME again? I don't know. It's a game that requires, especially if I'm streaming it, it requires me to have participation from the audience. Like when we had lots of people on the stream, we were talking about flight sims and stuff. It was good, but then people lost interest in me playing that game very, very quickly, and it made, like, I flew like 3 missions in the last stream, or 2 missions. They were so boring. I was so bored. And it was just because I'd done so many missions in such a short period of time. I feel like the Mighty 8th always lends itself a bit better to... I do have a Assetto Corsa. I don't play it very often because it doesn't have like complete grids or anything. I think the driving is great, but it lends itself a lot more to online league racing. Yeah, I know you would watch it. But it's whether I want to do it. I think we had so much hype over the new Micropose game kind of coming out. And then like everyone was like, yeah, and I just got burnt out of it so quick. Because then I was doing the videos at the same time. I was doing the Mighty 8 videos, the Mighty 8 live streams. It was just a bit too much. Oh, right. See, that's another thing. I know Assetto Corsa has a great modding community, like GTR 2 does. But I shouldn't have to rely on modding to make it a fun game. Like, GTR 2 as a base game product is nice. Oh yeah, I will play all the B17 games when they come out. I will play all of them all the time. I am so hyped. I've been waiting. Like, there was a project. So my dad also really likes the Mighty 8 games as well. And actually, he's the one that introduced me to them when I was like 3 or something. And what do you call it? I remember in about 2009, he said that someone was making a new one, but it got canned. So I've basically been waiting since 2009 to hear of a new B17 project. And also the mods for Assetto Corsa as well, a lot of them are single cars. You're basically, even with mods, still time trialing. And what I mean by time trialing is, well, you probably know what I mean. But I don't want to race around a track by myself. Like, it's fun in VR. Like, I love jumping in the F2004 sometimes. Just go around Monza in VR or whatever. It's great. But there's only so much time I can spend driving a single car around another track. So unfortunately, I don't have that much time for Assetto Corsa. As much as a good game as it is, and the physics are nice to drive, I don't get it. I'm being lapped. There's the leader, right behind us now. You can see him in the left-hand mirror. Got hit up the arse. Thank you, BMW. Come on. It's a V12 powered flip-flop, it is. Do I have a problem with the GT40 graphics? Not that I know of. In what? Assetto Corsa? Oh right, no, I don't play that game enough. I don't know. I have like 6 hours in Assetto Corsa. And I don't think I think I once drove the Ferrari from the 60s. Unfortunately, yeah, like, I have a lot of friends who have recently got into racing because I started putting the GTR 2 leagues on, and they've all started buying AC, and they've asked me for tips and stuff about playing Assetto Corsa and what do I like and not like, and unfortunately I can't answer them. I don't play it enough. If you ask me about ACC, I can tell you all about that game. I know that game really well. Done many a 24-hour and 12-hour race on that game. Well, the car's still in one piece. We've done 30 laps. We've got half the fuel tank to go. We haven't flat spotted any of the tyres yet. We've got a nice gap to P8 behind us. P6 has got quite a gap. Depends how the fueling situation goes. Oh, really? Yeah. Maybe there's something I wouldn't notice as well, because I play AC in VR whenever I do play. Because it is so well done, the VR in that game. Like, that's the one thing I cannot fault at all. Like, the visuals, the driving, they are top notch. Absolutely top notch. especially in VR, and you can look behind you and there's like an engine there and stuff, like, beautiful. Especially an open wheeler as well. Those first few corners are starting to get to me now. It's really hard to get them right. Also, recently the other day we finished the TDBC rally. I'll have to get another one up soon, and people can join for that. Just have to ask me on Discord, on my Discord server, and I'll make sure to add you in. Would you recommend ACC? Yes. Yes, I would. It's a good, competitive... well, it depends what you want it for. The single player, no. You can have some fun with it, but in general, no. Because it's based around, you know, GT racing is endurance racing, right? And you cannot do that. There is no AI, like player-to-AI driver swaps. You can save, but you have to play as all the drivers, and doesn't really give you a sense of camaraderie. Like even in GTR 2, even though the AI driver is like this nameless person, apart from like what's written in a text file, it gives you the sense that you are doing a race with somebody. But for the online, if you join a league that does endurance racing or something like that, then yes, the racing, online racing on ACC is the best I've experienced for endurance racing. I've done 24 hours around Kyalami where the weather changed 4 or 5 times over the race, trying to make the right strategy calls, playing to the time limits, the cars all having really nice and different characteristics. Makes you really think about your choice of vehicle you've got on board. There are good communities built around ACC, especially stuff like LFM, who does the iRacing styled lobbies. Hopefully, if the GTR 2 24-hour goes well with the TDBC guys, I'll hopefully be setting up a racing team with them, and we can do some endurance racing at some point. But we'll see. We've been out of traffic for a while. We've gained some time on the car ahead. Whoa. Almost lost it there. And teams, if you want to join a team to do those kind of things, there's so many of them out there. It's quite easy to find someone on a forum somewhere looking for a team. Oh, my teammate up behind. He's quite far behind that BMW that passed us before. Wonder what position he's in. But let's let him go when we have the chance. He's probably going to pass us skillfully anyway. Well, teammate up on the inside. Go on. There you go. Go get him. I know it's like maybe a bit anticlimactic with the fact that I'm not battling for the lead. But I want to feel a sense of accomplishment when one day we do get that hard 4-4. When we got it around Sebring, but that was a bit of a clusterfuck of a race, that one. And I want to try and play it as realistically as possible in terms of car speeds. I want to feel how it would have been like. That's the great thing about GTR 2, like, I know this mod is years old now, but with a bit of tweaking, you can really kind of get the sense of the feeling some of these guys would have got 23 years ago. How many laps? I'm going to do the end of this stint, the AI driver's going to get in, and then I'm going to do the last stint and a bit. So, I don't know. I think the race laps total for the LMP leader should be 182, around 180. But this isn't a lapped race, it's timed. The timer's on the dashboard of the steering wheel, so you'll have to catch it on the straight. I do like GT cars, they're somewhat challenging. Yeah, GT3 cars are fun. I mean, I did kind of go away from ACC stuff. It did get very esports. It depends what you're looking for. I've done that stuff for so long now that joining the British Touring Car League was like the best thing I could have done for me and my love of sim racing, because it's serious to a point, and then it's just fun. Whereas a lot of leagues you join, like, people will cry over it and stuff, and it's not the healthiest. But yeah, all the cars in that game are really fun. The G4 cars, the Super Trofeo cars, touring cars are very cool. Exactly. Got the number 77 Audi up behind. Should be Alan Ignition, that car, I believe, or is it Frank Bieler? One of them. Son of a bitch. I appreciate you asking me a load of questions. Nice having you around. We've got good free Super Tours made by PM3DM. Recently oh yeah. They do sound like a lot of fun. And the FRM Super Tours are out already, but they're just soon, I think, going to release the 2000 cars. 2000s, 2010, I think they're doing. BTCO at the moment is currently, I streamed it last night, but we just started the production 2002 champ, and I had some hard times in that race. Although I did do a last to 4th place challenge. Yeah, there's lots of DTM content for GTR 2. If you can name something, they probably have it. Although, variants on quality, depending on how old they are. I know, turn 2 was painful. Like, everyone forgot how to fucking turn a corner. I was very angry. I was very, very angry. But it did make me turn out a lap time like 0.3 faster than I had achieved all night. It's really funny, I'm trying my hardest, but because of the changes I've made to make it a little bit more realistic, the other NMPs are just coming past, and that's exactly what I want. Literally trying to drive the best of my ability. Oh my goodness, I've been hit on the arse. I was getting hit at the bum by the Raffinelli car right behind. Oh. That's absolutely hilarious. Raffinelli Olive Garden skill issue. Is that the Olive Garden car? No, this is single player. I do have a plan to do a 24-hour race with friends by moving the save file around from game to game. And I'll be streaming that. The first half will be on the 19th of February, and the second half will be on the 5th of March. It was such a player move, I know. It's GTR2 AI being GTR2 AI. And I adored it, that was great. That was hilarious. Anything planned for the 6th? No. I'll try not to. Oh my god! Man is dying out here. Hello Fury, how you doing, mate? Bonk store. It's a GT class, they don't exist. So you just arrived at the end of my... Coming to the closing stages of my first stint. This is the Grand Prix of Charlotte, quote unquote. It's actually Phoenix. But there is no Charlotte Roval, so we'll make do. And this is actually a really fun track. If there's any other Rovals in the next seasons that we don't have, definitely coming back here. Oh really? I didn't see it. And the same as I think it's I think Geracer was telling me about. I think it's Texas. Was it? Or is it Vegas? It's from GT sports cars, whatever. Like the precursor to GTR2 or whatever. GTR1. And it's like a 3/4 scale size version of the track. So I might have to find a different, another different roval. Yeah, true. Homestead Miami is a good oval. Absolutely true. It's just a shame they have all the ones that... Yeah, Daytona Roval is frustrating. Very, very. But the modern Roval isn't even on GTR2, I'm pretty sure. Can't I just scale it up? I wouldn't even know where to start. I'm not really willing to learn either. Because I think that would sap all my fun energy out and I would just stop. I'm trying to make this as fun as possible, so I want to race. Because that's the end goal at the end of the day. The end goal is what you guys are seeing here, but what you don't see is me trying to make it all work. And I'm just doing the basic stuff. I'm not even doing anything like 3D modeling or AIW changes apart from like text file stuff. I'm not really doing much, but it still takes me a long time because I'm learning as I go. I may have bonked that car out of the way. No, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to fuck around with it. If someone wants to do it for me, you know, then you're more than welcome. But I am not going to put time into doing that. Unfortunately, I don't mean to sound harsh or mean, but like I said, I'm trying to make this fun, and I would not be happy to do that, so I'm not going to. What makes me happy is creating the story and giving everyone a sense of immersion in this driver world of the ALMS and FIA GT. Yeah, I can send you the file. Only 6 more laps on the ticker, which is probably like 10 more laps. We've completed 45 minutes of the race. Prix. I love Prix. Fury, when the mod's coming out? Don't kill my cat, don't kill my cat, don't kill my cat, don't kill my cat. Please don't kill my cat. It's a joke he has on his Discord. Whenever you ask when the mod's coming out, a kitten gets it. It's alright to be confused. Third account showed up on... Their third account showed up on Facebook. What do you mean by that? I had to have a dog. I did have a cat. We had multiple cats. But they got old and died. As animals do. So I've just got a dog at the moment. Oh, really? That guy on the Discord that was asking about it was absolutely hilarious, like everything in caps. When it coming. Cry emoji. And that's the leader passing us again. lots of traffic here. Yeah, it's the leader, number 42. Go around the outside. Please turn more, please turn more, please turn more, please turn more, please. Oh boy. Must be fun to be in a GTS around here. Whoa. Just go read Sky on Fire reviews on Google Play. I don't know what that is, but I can look it up, I guess. Yeah, the car ahead is faster than me. So I'm actually quite glad we're still on the same lap. It's taken some effort to stay on the same lap. Ah, right. I'm asking for when the mod's out. Boy. I used to play the gunship games, Gunship Vietnam. That was years ago now though. I don't really play mobile games anymore. They're all kind of shit. Apart from like you get some really good gems like, you know, Sky on Fire possibly. I can't vouch for that, you can vouch for that. But a lot of them are like just ad-riddled idle games. I just don't understand it. Another yellow flag. Oh my lord! One of the BMWs is having not a great thing. RR3, yeah, RR3 is good. But again, I think that's a game that it's good because it's been out forever, right? They're not having to lower themselves to the standards of the mobile gaming industry. They can just keep doing what they're doing because they were already making money. It's just force of habit. I at some point turned on the PLR file to have the rest of the car there, and for some reason I forgot to turn it off again. I've put the pit on, but if we can go around for another lap, we will do that. If we can go around for another, we'll go around for another. It's been selected. I don't think we have to do an eco run. It's like 1.5 litres a lap around, right? I've got 2 in the box now. Beautiful. Solid state's going on the car, maximum amount of fuel. Oh, the right tyres there, they took one hell of a beating. Might have to turn fuel wear off in the future if I'm messing around with the weights of the cars, just so the AI doesn't try and come into the pits when it's not supposed to. But there we go, there's my first stint done. AI driver's going to come in, do about, what's that, what did we do? That was 45 minutes. We did 53 minutes of racing. It's about 50 minutes of the AI, bring us down to an hour. And then we do 50 minutes, and then we have a splash and dash 10 minutes towards the end. Tyres still going on the vehicle, waiting for it to drop. And then we'll have a look around the grid, and I'll bring up racing car thingy. To the pit. Oh. Just don't give a fuck. Well, we can't really use the TV camera very often because there's only one camera around this place, so we'll have to use the outside one. We'll bring it out a little bit. So, let's have a look at the thing. Racing sports cars, Charlotte 2000 ALMS. And we'll also go through retirements quickly as well. So we'll start from the bottom and we'll go all the way to the top. Oh, no, I don't want technical data. Oh boy. Entered cars. What tyres? I'm using softs. What do you mean brand? In that case, I don't know. Probably Michelin, being that it has Michelin on the back. So, I also need to get my other spreadsheet up. You have to give me a second. Where's my other spreadsheet? So it seems like the pole team car is way up in 6th place somehow. Hasn't pitted yet, I don't think. interesting to see if we can beat the pole team car. Cool, let's go to last place. It's a Dick Barber number 51. I still haven't found the spreadsheet yet. Just give me a second. So, God, load. The first retirement of this race is the number 51 Wallach Masson Porsche 996 GT3R by Dick Barber Racing. They've retired on lap 16 with a engine problem, which was that black smoke that we saw earlier. In 22nd place we have the Brook Motorsport North America car. We actually saw them pull off to the side, I think. And that is driven by Zach Brown and I can't remember the other guy's name, but Rice. But Zach Brown being, of course, the guy CEO of McLaren. And they are driving in a Porsche 911 GT2, and they have retired on lap 18 with suspension collapse. And that's all for the people who are out so far. So the number 70 is a Skier Racing Team car. This one is being driven by David Osborne and Murray, sorry. Part of the Skier Racing International team. They qualified quite well, so I'm quite surprised to see them so far down. They have pit on the same laps as everyone else as well. Maybe they've just had quite a lot of bad luck. Of course, one of the people from my Discord, I've mentioned on my running shoes, does it make you go quicker? So David Osborne from the Discord, known as Black Star on there, he is driving in this car. Again, not having a great race. He was, of course, also in the FIA GT race that we ran at Valencia. He was running in the top four, first and second mostly, throughout most of the race until lap 71 when his gearbox failed and he was stuck in third gear. They tried to go around for another lap. He tried to fix it, but it didn't work, so they had to retire. In 20th place, I keep pressing enter instead of back. In 20th place, we have one of the PTG BMWs. This one's driven by Cunningham and Cunningham of the Prototype Technology Group from the USA, and they are driving in a BMW M3 E36. Of course, in this version of the mod, it's a E46. No, if you don't train. And they are doing a pretty good job considering they qualified last. They seem to be better on race pace than they are ever in qualifying. They seem like quite a consistent car to drive. And they're only 2 seconds ahead of the car behind them. 1 second behind the 19th placed overall placed number 5 Dirk Mueller and Lucas Lear Dick Barber Racing USA car. Again, then a Porsche 996 GT3R. They did qualify slightly better than this, so I'm surprised they're so far down. Next up in 18th place overall, we have the number 7. It should be number 6 IRL, but I don't have that car in this mod. I think it's the same people though, so this is Stuck, Van Overbeek and Sed. Sed's in this car. Again, part of the Prototype Technology Group, BMW M3 E90 E36. Again, doing quite well for a car that qualified in last place. They've made up a few positions. 17th place overall, we have the number 21 Lewis and Wagner car in the MCR Aspen Knowles team. Quite an ugly looking one, that one. And they've got me up behind them. My teammate at least up behind them. Let's see what our teammate does. Right round the outside, off the course. So they're doing quite well. 16th place overall is the number 89 of Barbosa and James in the MCR NIMAC USA team car, again driving a Porsche 996 GT3R. Quite a funky looking thing. Again, they're doing quite good being up this far. 15th place overall. And 4th in class is the number 22 Fitzgerald Nagel, Alex Job Racing, just behind his teammate, number 23 of Probst and Lambert, Alex Job Racing team car. In 2nd place is a car that actually performed quite poorly in qualifying and was outperformed by their sister car, the number 70, who is now in last of the running, currently the number 70 car. Number 71 is in 2nd place in class, and that is again the Skier Racing International team driven by Willingham and Skier himself. He's a driver principal. And 1st place in class is the number 30 Wall, Jeanette and Petterson in the White Lightning Racing Porsche. Doing quite well there to be so far ahead, but we'll expect to see some battles between the Alex Job Racing cars and the Skier Racing car. We'll see what they can come up with, and even going down to the number 89 there of the MCR Nimac car team. As we move our way onto GTS, in 3rd overall we have the number 40 car. First time we've seen it this season of Godin and Shalala. I'm not even kidding, that's his fucking name. Of the DonMcGill.com Porsche Racing team. Historically in the race, performed pretty poorly and ended up finishing somewhere within the GTs and qualified for somewhere within the GTs as well. But unfortunately I couldn't pull that off with this mod, so it will stay as it is. Again, they are still a lap, but they're not that far behind the GT cars though, so possibly that could change. And then 2nd place in the GTS class we have the number 92 of Archer and Donahue in the Viper team Orica, owned by Hughes de Chanac. They're driving their Dodge Viper GTS-R. No Corvettes here this weekend, so they have a free reign of it to try and get to the championship. The Corvettes will come back later, but they're doing quite well. And in 1st place GTS is the number 91. Again, it's another team Viper team Orica car, this time driven by Wendlinger and Beretta, making their way through GT traffic at the moment. 5 laps behind the last place LMP car, which is us, the number 2 car. Number 2 historically driven by O'Connell and Katao, but this time it's Crab and Katao, the Japanese driver. We are driving in the Panos Motorsports teams, and it's a Panos LMP1 Roadster S. Next up in line we have the Pole Racing team car. We're catching them and they have to pit, but they've gone fantastically well on mileage, probably due to the lightweightness of the car. So we'll have to watch out for them for the end of the race. They probably only have to make one more stop to get to the end. But this Pole Racing team car is driven by Simo, Simon and Bellinger, and they are driving a Riley and Scott Mark III with a Judd V10 engine, which is beautifully sounding. 6th place overall and 6th in class we have the number 78 of Pero and Bila in the Audi Sport North America, in the Audi R8R. Again, the normal Audi R8s are currently back in Germany prepping for the Le Mans, which will be happening later in the year. When am I going to drive again? When the stint is over for my AI compatriot, so I can have a drink, some water, all that kind of stuff. 5th place overall we have the number 43 driven by Gunon and Bill Arbelin in the BMW Motorsport car. Of course, the car is a BMW V12 LMR that took the American Le Mans series by storm in 1999, but didn't perform so well later on, or at least struggled against the Audi R8, which was a huge step forward in production. 4th overall is in the pits. It's the Raffinelli. Which car is it? It's number 0. Yes, the Team Raffinelli SRL driving the Lola B2K10, again with a Judd V10 engine. driven by Shia Tarella and D. Rodriguez. But one of my favourite looking liveries, that one. Especially, maybe not in game, but in the flesh. It's a beautiful looking car. Gives fond memories of those sport car races in the mid-late 90s. Third place overall, we have the number 77, which is driven by McNish, Capella and Alboreto, again of the Audi Sport North America car team. Again, the car is the Audi R8R. Doing an absolutely fantastic job to be up in third place. Not too far behind our teammate in the number 1 Panos Motorsports, driven by Magnussen and Brabham, a very good team of the drivers there. And in first place, 10 seconds up the road, we have the number 42 BMW, driven by Leto and Müller. In the BMW Motorsport car, again, BMW V12, performing very well versus the Audi R8Rs. That's the whole grid. Yeah, the camera work around this place isn't greatest. Let's just jump with our car again. 40 seconds behind the Audi, so we're not doing too poorly. We actually have passed the pole team car, so even though they're better on fuel mileage, we have managed to get past. We'll have to see if that plays into our favour towards the end. We have 1 hour and 35 minutes left to go. The Audi number 77 from third place passing us again. I'll put on the names so we can see who is what and where is what. Might try and get the Sim Hub stuff working again. Love the way the Panos looks. Looking forward to having a more competitive package in the next few races. And the way that I'll do the contracts is I can either move to a team who performed worse than me in the season that we've just done, or I can stay with the team, and if I've performed particularly well, I can move up to a team that performed better than me. So we won't make huge leaps, just move slowly up the ladder. Got the pole team car trying to unlap himself again through the use of GT traffic. We're going around the outside of the number 22 car there, trying to see where there's a good battle, and we'll try and stick with it for a couple of laps. At the moment, everyone's spread about by about 2 seconds. We have later going up at the inside of David Osborne there, who is currently running in last. And actually, we've got another retirement. The number 23 is retired in the time that I have gone up and down the grid. So the number 23 being one of the Alex Job Racing cars, driven by Popst and Lambert. Is that you say it? Popst? Fuck knows. And they are out because of, what lap are we, 64? So they have retired due to an engine failure, which is not great. Oh my lord. Ignore him phasing through there, one other. Simon's finally got back on track, but that's not great. Being lapped by the leader again. Again, not losing too much time to the number 78, Frank Bieler here. Even he's struggling versus the BMW up ahead. BMW struggling versus the car ahead of him. Getting kind of close up front here with third and second place being within 5 seconds. Of course, that's now gone up now that I've said that. Jan Magnussen needs to put in some work to catch up. He's got a litre more of fuel. Needs to make good use of this traffic here. There we go. Making up lots of time, siding through the traffic correctly. An hour and 32 minutes left to go. We've got Bill Orban up on the inside. He's lapping us for the second time, I believe. In fact, we just pushed him right out of the way. First place of GT is about to pass the last place of GT there. Number 12 is about to pass the number 70.
as one of the GTS cars tries to get past on the inside. Not too much difference on cornering speed, but you see down the straight there. This is my favourite part of the stream, is when I get to talk about, like, commentate the racing. Got the 4th placed overall Raffinelli car coming up behind the leader of GT. Who else we got? Down here is getting quite close. We have Lewis and Sade, which is the MCR Aspen Knowles car versus the Prototype Technology Group BMW. Seems like the PTG car is getting ever closer, and it has an advantage on fuel, so we have to see that develop through the race. Skier has JJ later coming up the rear. We have to watch him overtake around the outside. Massive difference in speed even around a 2nd gear corner. We'll have to chum back with our car in a second, see how we're getting along, and then I'll grab some water. Getting kind of thirsty. Ow! Just hit my radiator. So we haven't lost too much time to the car ahead in the last few laps. We've still got more than half a tank of fuel to go. Actually gaining time on the car ahead a little bit there. Actually, I'm going to save. I can't remember if I had saved yet, but we're going to save now. Oh, that's going to be a bit of a dangerous one. Straight over the grass. Still gaining time on the number 78 of Frank Bieler, who is set up to be faster than his teammate, who is currently in 3rd. So something hasn't quite got right for Frank Bieler here. Should be battling for a podium position. Quite a closeness of vehicles here. Number 3 McNish catching up. Heading in some hard yards here, but he's got to get past Simon first. That might have been why he was struggling a little bit. Being stuck behind another LMP will cost you quite a lot of time. But he seems to be going quite well there. Now he's got got clean air for a little while to catch up on Magnussen. Magnussen's got a bit of traffic as well, which doesn't help him. But actually, Magnussen's going to get past most of the traffic in the first sector, and McNish is going to have to deal with all of this traffic in the tightest corner of the track. Not the tightest, the second tightest corner, I guess. 3rd? I don't know. There's quite a lot of tight corners around here. Great to see this race unfold between 2nd and 3rd place. Looks like McNish has lost quite a lot of speed there. Again, being caught up with number 10, not number 10, in the 10th place, 2nd place in Class GTS, the number 92. Kevin Magnussen being extremely lucky with traffic. He's going to grab some in the first sector though. It's going to cause some concern. Skiers getting pretty low on fuel. The PTG BMWs do fantastically on fuel. That will definitely be an advantage towards the end of the race. Frank Beeler coming up on the inside. Didn't quite get past. He's going to try on the outside. No, he's just going to hit him over the ass. Good driving. I love it when they do that. That's just so weird how they just float over that curb on the inside. Oh, fucking hell, the skier car has had a major engine issue. It's on fire. It caused the rear axle to lock up. There is a yellow flag on track. It will be removed from the track as soon as possible. Oh boy, so there goes the leader. No, that wasn't the leader. Who was the leader? Okay, there goes the whatever place that was. I thought it was the leader for some reason. Still waiting for David Osborne to go past his stricken teammate. Again, having an appalling race considering the great qualifying that they had. Actually gained time on the number 78 here. Jean Barbosa in the pits. Quite a nice camera there. Seems like the GT cars are coming in for what I think is the first time this race. There goes the teammate of the number one. Tyres going on. Alan Wignish. And here we come in our car, the number two. Having problems with the GTS there. Gonna grab around the outside. Hello, Geracer. Just watching the first GT stops. I hate it when they reverse. How do I fix that? And back on track goes number 89, straight into the path of traffic. Who's the leader of GT at the moment? We have the PTG BMW currently in first place in class because its fuel mileage is a lot better, followed by Dick Barber Racing, whose fuel mileage is a tiny bit better than the other GTs around him. The car who was leading was that White Lightning Racing. So he is at the moment, I think, net first after completing his pit stop. See if they can get to the end. My teammate goes on the right hand side. You don't? I don't what? What I don't? I can't remember. Oh, Cremonch. Come on, go. Oh, right. Oh, I see. I've forgotten what we're talking about already. Honestly. Currently, we've lost 3 cars, I believe, out of the race already. 4 cars, sorry. Dick Barber Racing car, Alex Job Racing car, Skier Racing Internationals just had his engine catch on fire, and the Rook Motorsports GTS car. Mostly GTs at the moment. We have lost time to number 78, Frank Bieler. Yeah, I know. It's really weird, isn't it? As we're about to pass the pole racing team car again. 2 laps on him, that'll be great. We now have 2 laps. We're not too far away from being lapped by the number 78. We've got to try and make sure that we have some clean laps. We do have more fuel though than a lot of these guys, apart from the Raffinelli and the pole racing team car. Those non-manufacturer team cars, they seem to do quite well on fuel. The BMW Motorsport car, number 42, getting a pretty measurable gap to my teammate in second place, but second place for the team would be absolutely fantastic. We'll try and get past this BMW before braking zone. There we go. Got any other battles going on up and down the track? 2 seconds between David Osborne and the Dick Barber racing car, number 5. Not too much difference between the Aspen Knowles, MCR Aspen Knowles here, and the other MCR NIMAC car. So we might be able to see a battle here. What do you mean by non-factor? Sorry, I'm asking so many questions. You're the one asking questions here. They're actually doing okay. The number 77 of McNish and those other drivers that I can't remember the names of, they're actually doing incredibly well. The number 78 of Frank Bieler, they actually qualified better than McNish, but they've had a very piss poor race. Oh, that's cool as hell. So they're doing remarkably well, considering their predicament of not having quite the right car for the situation. Looking forward to getting I don't think I'm going to do the whole grid, but definitely the NMP cars will get the times right of all of them. I haven't done the GTs for this because I just couldn't get it right. If you saw on the Discord, it was just broken. Not broken, it just wasn't. Just impossible without having to really deep dive, which I'm not going to do. So the NP car is almost done for Le Mans, and then we only have 2 more rounds, one in the FIA GT, no, 2 more in the FIA GT and 1 more ALMS race until Le Mans 24 hour. What's a fun fact about the Charlotte race? The E36 in this race almost won GT before some Porsche team orders with lapped cars got involved. Really? Cheeky buggers. First place GTS car trying its level best to get past the MCR Aspen Knowles car in the strangest way possible. The speed difference between these cars aren't too different considering the size of the track. So they're 4 laps ahead of the GT cars and they've completed 88 laps. And the McGillen.com Porsche racing car, 2 laps behind the leader of the second place GTS, 2 laps ahead of the leader of GT, which is now coming into the pits, which is the Brian Said car with Overbeek, Overbeck and Stuck. And the second place Porsche is actually going to take the lead with even better fuel saving than the number 7 car. Should be number 6 historically. And we've got the White Lightning Racing coming past the BMW. So the BMW is now going to be in 3rd place. And this might put the BMWs actually up quite a considerable amount. So the fuel is in. They are now up on the jacks. It's going to take about another 30 seconds to do tyres, so they're going to end up in 4th place at least. Go 4th place now. They've been let down off the jacks. Sixth place, 7th place. So they're back in 7th. With the other BMW now coming into the pits from the lead. I wonder if they'll have to pit again. So the race is 2 hours 45 minutes and they did, that other car did 1 hour 16 on fuel. Well, not 1 hour 16, it has 1 hour 16 left to go. So they both should be able to make it on that fuel tank. I don't know if the other GTs can. Our teammate has made some ground on the P1. It was 22 seconds the last time we checked, it's now 19, but might have been down to some pretty heavy traffic. Let's quickly catch up with the leader of GT. Still fueling. The leader is going to be the number 22 Alex Job Racing car. Followed by the MCR NIMAC 89. The White Lightning Racing, who was in 1st place, isn't having the best time. In fact, actually, have I missed it? Oh, it's already in 1st. It's actually got quite a big gap. So in 1st place, the number 30, followed by the Alex Job Racing car, followed by the MCR NIMAC, followed by the MCR Aspen Knowles. So when you compare this, the E46 originally used the 2005 spec V8. Yeah, I know. So the other mod that I used before this one, they were like 2 seconds a lap quicker. So yeah, it's definitely better like this. They're a bit slow in qualifying, but they're consistent. They're consistent in the race, and they have good fuel mileage. It's going to be interesting to try and make the 2001 cars a bit more realistic. But I'm sure we'll get around to it. I don't know if I'm really going to change anything for the GTs again, unless there's something really OP. I'll be focusing mostly on NMP. One of the very loud Judd engines coming up behind. Both of the Judd engines coming up behind. Alright. Litres left in the tank, and then we'll be back in, which hopefully take us to the hour mark. So about 16 minutes from now. 13 minutes, sorry. Let's find out where that BT came out in second to last of the runners, with David Osborne up behind it. I don't think any of these cars will have to pit again, so it's just a flat-out fight now. Again, David Osborne from the Discord. It's surprising that he's so far down after his qualifying. He had a bad first lap or something, and it's just hindered him for the whole race. Again, a 2 hour 45 minute race doesn't leave you much time to make positions back up. It's more of a sprint race. With the gaps being quite large on the rest of the vehicles. The joys of AI Limiter, I know. Again, the number 77 being very close behind the Panos. See if the Panos has any drama up ahead, any GT cars he has to get past. Looks pretty clear. I think he's going to be clear for this lap, but that also means it depends who has the faster car over a lap. It should be the Panos. But ALMS is a great driver. Oh, the panel's going to be held up. No, he just went straight past. No hesitation. That's what you love to see. He's going to get held. No, he doesn't get held up there. The Audi's going to get held up unless he can find a way around the outside. Doesn't. He's looking to get up on the inside for the next corner. He's managed it. It's given the panels a bit of breathing room there. I love watching all the cars just in the distance going around the oval. Just saw us in the background there. 50 seconds behind. Number 77 not too far away from lapping us here. Running around the GTS Class 91 Team Viper Orca. Kind of being boxed in by the Dick Barber racing car there. We'll pass him around the outside. Looking forward to get back in the car again. Oh, he's drifting it. Absolutely drifting it. Number 1 panel's doing his level best. I am not. Are you? With the stuff I do with BTCO, the British Touring Car Online, I don't really have too much time for anything else, unfortunately. I did think about it though. Again, we're kind of going between 1.5 second gap to 2 seconds, with the panels has more traffic at the moment. If the Audi can manage to pass these whilst the panels is held up, he'll have a good line. Unfortunately, I am. Yeah, the Maku Grand Prix must be a lot of fun. Oh, this is held up, number 77. It's letting the panels go. Not much longer to go now, so I'm going to go grab some water, have a wee, behave. I'll be back soon. is back. Ah. Is the stream laggy for you guys, or is it just my stream? Oh. So I'm gonna save again. Never save too many times. Oh god, we're gonna be lapped. Alright, as long as it's fine for you guys. On my screen, like on my Streamlabs screen, it's laggy, but it might be because I have two versions of the stream up. Stream. I get English sometimes. I got a C once in GCSE. Just checking my dog hasn't got on my bed. She is wet to clean her. How are you doing, Isaiah? Nice day so far? Being passed by the number 0 Raffinetti. A lap down to whom? The leaders? I think I'm 2 laps down to the leaders. I'm nearly a lap down to car in P6. I forgot to go for a wee. I'll be right back. I was so eager to get Luna's H. Just had to tell my dog off. No, you're wet. Stop being a penis. Oh, there's a doorbell. Ah, I've been speaking to myself this whole time. Unbelievable. My microphone decided to mute itself. I did a whole spiel about the positions and everything. Okay, thank you guys for coming along. I'll see you guys next time. Next race is the FIA GT 500 kilometers of Estoril. And I'll see you then.